Hi, good morning everybody. This is Jean, Truelove Quilts for you. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well. I am working on my Carpenter Star quilt, as you see, but I think you probably noticed that this is a fairly long video. Sorry about that. I take about half an hour to explain what a professional quilter could do in about 6 minutes. I'm just putting the borders on. These borders here and the top borders there. That's all. I had asked, I was getting slightly confused. I wasn't really maybe in the right frame of mind. So I called, or my husband came in to our sewing room and he's all about the math. And I'm like, I don't do math. I just grab a hunk of fabric and hope for the best. And the camera was rolling, so I videoed him trying to explain to me the math of this quilt, which made 0 sense. And I'm like, stop, go away. I should have edited that out, I say that, but I'm just keeping it in because you guys like to see. And it's a fairly easy quilt. I'm discovering the Carpenter Star, although quite a lot of the patterns say it's like an intermediate. I can see where that could be, not quite a beginner's, because it's very easy to get confused, and quite a few of you who are following along did get confused, as did I. You took your 6.5 inch squares and you made half square triangles. That's perhaps the confusing, difficult part of the pattern. But if you do it step by step, and again, really take care, take pictures, keep your pattern, step back from the whole process, watch what you're doing, it's fairly easy. As I said, I think this might be my go-to quilt. It's not a very large quilt to make. It's only, I think it ended up, about 58 inches by 54 inches. It's a little bit taller, and that's the whole big song and dance that Ian and I make of it. I did the top border. I do have a little bit of fabric left over from my 42 10-inch squares, so I didn't even use a whole pack of 10-inch squares, and then the background white fabric. The end of this video, I'm choosing the actual backing, which is very pretty. It's from a different fabric line. This was a Moda, and I believe the one I'm choosing is from Marcus Fabrics. But it looks pretty, so I'll be showing you that at the end of the video. And again, if my talking too much annoys you, just click off and go watch somewhere else. All right, folks, I hope you enjoy this. It was fun to make. We're just ready to pop out. It's bitter, bitter cold again. The weather here, it's unbelievable. Time for my heavy winter coat again. All right, so everybody, wherever you are, keep safe, keep warm or cool, and love from the Trueloves. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye. So I just measured my quilt, and it's from, without these two side borders on, it's 49 inches. I don't know if that's what's supposed to be, but it ended up 49 inches. So I'm going to put these borders on. So what's the quilt going to end up like 54 inches or something like that? 49 and 3 and 3. 49 and 6 less, oh, I don't know what it will end up with. But these are the side borders. Now what I did just to...
45.
What
you should have got me in there.
Oh.
39 plus 3.
No, it's no, Ian, it's 49. 49 inches across. 49, and then these...
3 and 3.
And 3 and 3, but less seam allowances.
Okay.
Is what?
49.
Plus 6.
Is 55.
Minus the seam allowance.
Which is 1/4 inch each time?
Yeah.
Which is an inch.
An inch. Why is it an inch?
Because it's quarter, 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 quarter.
So 4 quarters is
1 inch.
a dollar. Oh, an inch. 4/4 inches.
You're recording it now?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Of course, it's a dollar.
No, 4/4 inches is...
An inch.
Is it?
Yes. So instead of 45...
No, but I'm only doing a 1/4 inch on the side. Oh, but a 1/4 inch of this border and the 1/4 inch of the body is 1/2 inch. Yeah. So 2 of them, oh, whatever. Okay.
So it's
okay. You can go away now, Ian.
It's 44 inches.
No, it's 49 inches.
49 plus 3 inches plus 3 inches
is
55.
Take away.
And it's 54.
Why did you say it's 40? You're messing me up.
Don't take any notice of me. What do I know?
You don't know anything.
It's 54.
So my quilt's going to end up 54 inches wide. Because people are wanting to know, Ian.
Yes.
Oh, whatever.
It's going to be 54 inches
54
wide.
inches wide. But...
Which is a nice lap quilt. Is that
but,
right?
yes, but I'm going to have a 5 inch on the top and a 5 inch on the bottom border.
Oh, really?
So how it's going to be taller or longer than it is wider.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Well, don't get me involved because it will be as clear as mud.
No, what is it? Well, how so if I have a 5-inch top border and a 5-inch bottom border, then what will it end up with your inches taken off? What will it end up being?
What was the total height?
It's 49 inches wide and 49 inches tall. It's a 49-inch square.
Well, we said 54.
54 wide, but that's with these.
54 high.
No, won't be 54 high because these are 5-inch borders, not 3-inch. So I'm adding 10 inches to the quilt, top and bottom. So 49, it'll be 59 less the...
That's the 1 inch.
That's the 1 inch. So it's going to end up a 50...
So 58 inches high.
By 54 inches wide.
By 54 inches.
Okay, you heard it here, folks. If it's messed up, it's Ian's fault. Go away now. Go away. Love you. Bye. So here I am. I'm sewing these together. Like this, with 1/4 inch. This is my side border, and I'll just finish these up. There's 6 of them. So trying to figure out the top border and the bottom border of my quilt. What I have here is my pack of 3.5-inch strips and my pack of 3-inch wide strips. I want to try to use all of my fabric if I can. And as you know, that on my 3-inch wide strips, I had cut from the original configuration for my patches, my blocks. I had cut a 3-inch by 7-inch and then a 3-inch by 10-inch. And the 3-inch by 10 inches, I have several here. Okay, these are 3-inch by 10 inches. And how I made my other border, how I'm going to make my other border, I'm just going to attach 6 of them like that, and they're my side borders. But I thought what I will do is I'll waste a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these on, make a pile of them. I know, I'll make a pile of the 7-inch, like so, and then make a pile of the 10-inch. This is my 3 by 10. And I'm going to cut my 3 by 10 in half. I'm going to cut this in half and make these 5 inches. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to make these 5 inches. So I'll have this pack and this, I'll have this side and this side. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing to my 7-inch ones. I'm going to cut them all down to 5-inch pieces. So I'll have a 2-inch, I'll have some scrap left over. I'm going to do the exact same thing to my 3.5-inch strips. I'm going to cut them down to 5 inches. Okay? It doesn't matter that they're 3.5 and these are 3. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew them together, one right on top of the other, for my top and my bottom borders. And just looking at now, I know I will have enough to go across my whole lot when I cut these down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these, and again, I'm just going to put them like this. I'll do my 2-ruler method. There's my 5 inches there. Come over 5 inches. 5 inches, nice and straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to make a pile of 5-inch by 3-inch, doesn't really matter, and then 5-inch by 3.5 inch. And then we'll just put these together. So I'm just going to continue my 5-inch rectangles. And I just have that little bit left over. It'll just take me a few minutes. And again, it doesn't matter if they're not exactly 3 inches or 3.5 inches, because they're just going to be going vertical anyway. I will show you that. But it's the 5 inches. There, so I'm just going to continue that. Awesome.
Right. What I suggest you do is you start that end.
Yeah.
Where were you? What
Up
have
here.
you got? A 7-inch?
I have a 7-inch.
7-inch. What's the next one?
10-inch.
10-inch.
7.
7.
10.
10.
7.
7.
10.
10. Okay, now let's work with the seam allowances.
Quarter inch.
Yeah.
Quarter inch.
So starting at the top with the 7-inch, are you going to have a seam allowance there as well as there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, not when I put
Is
the
there
side
gonna be a
borders on.
border up
Yeah,
there?
there's going to be this border.
Okay,
it's
well,
going to go
let's-
like this.
Height before border. No, it's okay. Look, you watch.
No, it's not okay.
It is, because you're going to be able to work it out. 7 inches, and we're going to take off 1/4 of an inch. Correct?
A quarter and a quarter.
Yes, 1/4 and 1/4 and 1/4 and 1/4 and 1/4 and 1/4.
This is math.
No, it's easy. Watch.
It's not.
No,
for
you'll be able to see it with your eyeballs.
Not.
And at the other end, 1/4. Oh, which is going to come off on the border. But, okay, we're going to add the border after. So,
You look Amish.
do I really? Well, that's a compliment.
No, your purple shirt, but they wouldn't wear the tie like that. Okay, go on.
Right,
I
yeah,
digress.
Yeah, then I have to speak in German.
Go on, speak German.
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Und wenn ich habe in der
What are you saying?
Land gewohnt.
What are you saying?
When I was living in the land. Whatever.
Whatever.
So, go on. So we take, if you just add that up first, and then we're going to take the others off.
No, you add it, not
3
me.
7's 21. That's 51 inches. But then we've got to add all these up. There's 1 inch, 1 3/4, 2. So 3/4, 1. 3/4, 2. 3/4, 3. So you've got to take minus 3 inches, which equals 48 inches. So from when that 1/4 inch is taken off there,
Right.
and right down the other end, you take that 1/4 inch off there.
Yeah.
From there to the corresponding point at the top is going to be 48 inches. This is a simple way of you doing it, where you don't have to be good at math.
Hey, what are you on about?
You see it.
That's totally
in front of
math.
you see it in front of you. These are the pieces of
I don't.
fabric, the 10-inch, the 7-inch, the 10-inch that you're using, and then when you write each 1/4 inch, what's it called? Seam allowance.
Seam allowance.
That joint has 2 seam allowances, which is 1/4.
Okay, thank you.
And then you take them off of your total 51, and you've got 48 inches.
Which is my quilt. Well, it's
From
48,
there
49 or something.
to
like
there.
that. Yeah.
And how much?
And then
border is you
and
gonna
then
have?
it's going to look like this.
How much border?
That 5 inches.
That's not 5 inches there, is it?
No. It's 5 inches this way.
Oh,
5
so you're
inches
gonna-
this way. So here's the body of my quilt's going there, and this is the side.
No. Don't start twisting them, because it gets confusing. So
You're so
there's
confused.
a 5 inches, right? Okay. So we're going to add up the top here. So this is before board. That's a little bit of bind.
Okay, Okay.
Binding at the top and binding at the bottom.
Okay.
It's going to end up.
Don't you have someplace to go?
58 inches.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Love you.
Almost exactly.
What I said, 58 by 54.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. With all that math,
Yes.
folks. Yes.
Es tut mir leid.
Bye.
Guten Tag.
Have a good one.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Okay, folks. Let's get back to how I would do it. Grab a hunk of fabric and we'll hope for the best. Oh my goodness gracious me, Ian. Please leave. What I have here is my quilt top, okay? Whatever. It measures. And what I have here is the strips that I've just sewn together, 7, 10, 7, 10, whatever. Hopefully it'll fit. So what I'm going to be putting my border, this border, which is my right border, looking at my quilt, the pretty side of my border to the pretty side of my fabric, my quilt top here, okay? Now, because it's staggered seams, this one's 7 inch, it's not going to match, so we're not matching any seams. The border is sort of scrappy, and I'm just sewing it on as it is, and hopefully it'll fit. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be matching the top up here, and showing my 1/4 inch seam. And what I have done is, before I came over, I set all of my seams, okay, and you know that I think that's real important. I set my seams with my iron, and then I pressed them, and these are going up. It didn't really matter. Let me just see here. Yeah, these are going up. And then I'm just going to be sewing 1/4 inch. Now, when I lay this border on my fabric, you don't want to be pulling your border. Don't want to be pulling this. We're literally just laying this on, and I'm going to do every 3-4 inches. There you go. I'm going to hold my seam up like that, and I'm just laying my fabric strip, my border, onto the body of my quilt. Now, as you see here I have the 1/4 inch where my point is. So hopefully I'll just get all of these strings out of the way. I'll just come along here, and I'll just keep my 1/4 inch right there, and hopefully I won't cut my point off. Just hold that like that. You can feel it. And again, just really relax your border. And I'll come along. Just everything is just laying on top of each other. I'm not, as you can see, I'm not pinning anything. But I will go back and I will see if my point's pretty good. My point is pretty good. In fact, I could have done a little. It's about 1/16 of an inch out. But I have a really lovely point there, as you can see. So I haven't cut my point off at all. So I've attached my borders after a big song and dance about it. And
hello.
Oh, hey, Maxwell Bay. Are you okay?
I just had ghost pepper hot sauce.
Ghost pepper hot sauce, Maxwell.
And I can't wait for the hot pepper festival in
Kutztown, yeah, in fall. We were just told about that. Oh, you like hot stuff. Oh, mate. Oh, okay.
I don't think you would last at that
I
festival.
would not last. You're going to go to that hot pepper festival in Kutztown.
Yep.
No, I'm not into that.
Your quilt is lovely.
Oh, thank you very much. Go take some milk or something. So I've done my side borders on my quilt, and what I have here are all my 5-inch tall pieces, whether they're 3 inches or 3.5 inches wide. That's it. So what I'm going to do is, to make my top borders, I'm just going to put these over here, and I'm going to be sewing. I'm just going to be chain sewing. I'm going to be chain sewing along the 5 inch. As you can see, this one is a little bit wider. That's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. I'm just going to start grabbing 2 at a time, sewing 2 at a time, making sure, like, I don't have 2 like darks together, 2 blacks together. It doesn't really matter because it's scrappy. And then when I have enough, I think, or whatever, too much, whatever, I'll just take them off my sewing machine. I'll take the chains apart, and then I'll start sewing like 4 together until I have the width of the top of the border there. So I've just ironed my top border, my 5 inches, and I've just set it up there. It's just sticking to my design wall here. And as you can see, I was pretty spot on, except, again, math, I don't know, math. I have one extra. So I'll just take that one off because that goes right to the end there. I'll take this one off. And miraculously, I don't know how that happened, just 3 and 3.5 inches. But even if I just had a little bit over here, I wouldn't be bothered about that at all. I mean, it's okay. It's scrappy. It's what it is. So I just have that one a little bit too big. So I'll just start with this one, and I'll just sew this seam along here. And it's just going to make the quilt slightly taller, longer than it is wide. And yet I've put my finished quilt top, just clipped it up in my sewing room here. As you can see, the borders, real scrappy. They're not measuring anything across the top of the quilt. They're just scrappy, whatever size they are, my 3.5 inches. That's awesome. So now I'm going to choose the fabrics for my backing. So my quilt top is done, and I have these pieces left over. I have the 10-inch strips here and my little 2-inch by 3-inch strips, and I have these 5-inch rectangles here. So I have enough, like, to make another little scrap quilt. I really do. Maybe not, or I could have done the whole border around. I think I would have had enough fabric with the 5 inches, but I'm okay the way I've done it. So I have that left over. So I was just thinking about what I have for my backing fabric, and I've pulled this fabric here. It is not the same. It's not the same brand. This is Moda Fabrics here, and this is. Let me just pull back here, go a bit slower. This is fabric by Marcus. This is called Annabella Studio 37, is it? Annabella Marcus Fabrics. It picks up the grays and the pinks. Doesn't have blue. Oh yes, it does have blue in it. And the greens, although it's a little bit of a different green, and the light slightly blue. So my quilt top is quite sedate. Again, over here, my quilt top is a lot of white with the half square triangles, but then the quilt backing will be lovely and bright floral. Oh, it's pretty. And I'll put the quilt together. So I hope you've enjoyed this. It's a little bit all over the place, this one, to make my simple borders. We made a big thing about it, but we did have fun. Thank you, Ian. You can go away now. You can take your math with you. All right, folks. Love from the Trueloves. Bye-bye.